Hey guys, how you doing? It's Shane with One Shift at a Time, and we're back. It is week 11 of the NHL Power Rankings. I guess it's not really week because we took a week off. It is episode 11 of the NHL Power Rankings, and let's get right into it. It's been a couple weeks, obviously, because of the lack of games. So we'll get right into it. Number 10 in the 10th spot, we have the Minnesota Wild. They're dropping 6 spots. They lost 2 games in the week. They're the only team in the top 10 to lose 2 without any wins. So that is not going to help them. They had a 7-4 loss to the Stars and a 6-4 loss to the Blues. So it's top 10 is so cutthroat. If you lose 2 games in such a there's not been a lot of games, so there's not a lot to base it on. You're going to drop. So they're really going to hope to bounce back. They don't play again until Thursday, but it is against the Boston Bruins. So we'll see how they do against that. Number 9 also losing twice this week, but they did pick up the 1 win, and that is the Nashville Predators. They since the last power rankings, they went 5-3 against in a loss against the Caps and a 4-3 loss to the Blue Jackets. But then they did have that 6-1 win over the Blackhawks. I know the Blackhawks aren't that great a team, but I mean, they have been playing better lately, and it is a win, so it is going to put them slightly ahead of the Wild. The tough matches continue as they head to Vegas to take on the Golden Knights. In 8th spot, we're speaking of those Golden Knights, so let's talk about them. I have them in 8th spot, and they've gone 2 wins and 1 loss since the last episode where they were in 10th spot. So they are up 2 spots. They had a 4-3 loss against the Lightning, and then a 6-3 win against the Kings and a 3-1 win against the Ducks, so those were both good. They're good, looking good, except for when they wear those golden domes, because man, I really don't like the look of those things, but they are heading in, as we said, to take on the Predators next. So number 7, and they're getting back into the top 10 after a week out. That is the St. Louis Blues. They've been playing all fairly well this week. They had an off week just before, which dropped them slightly out. But they have 2 wins and no losses since the last video. So they got some important wins too over some fairly important opponents. They had a 4-2 win over the Oilers, and tonight they had that 6-4 win over the Wild. So again, against some really good opponents. They head on to play the Penguins on Thursday, and that's going to be the Penguins' first game in almost 3, maybe almost 4 weeks. So it's good to see the Penguins finally back in action. I did unfortunately have to drop them out of the power rankings just because it's been so long since they played. They weren't very high anyway. That's going to bring us to 6, which might be controversial because I didn't drop them at all. But that is in 6th position. It is going to be the Colorado Avalanche. They haven't played any games since the last set 2, but they were just on such a hot streak. They're playing so well, and honestly, I think the Colorado Avalanche is just a very good team. So that one might be a little bit more on me playing a hunch that I think that Colorado is that good a team that they will be able to get right back where they left. Finally, they will be able to hit the ice tomorrow. It's 1 p.m. And they're going to host the Anaheim Ducks, so we'll see how they do and if I'm having to eat my words. And again, bouncing back into the top 10 after only a week out. And they've only been out of the top 10 once this season, and that was it. And we do have the Florida Panthers. They just they had a bit of a rough stretch, but they bounced back, and they bounced back hard. They won some games, and one was a 4-3 win over the Rangers. That was in overtime, so that was a great game. But the 9-3 win over the Lightning, that was really a statement game against their rivals in the state there. So they also had a 5-2 win over the Habs. That's not gonna go give you a huge amount of points, but it's gonna give you enough to move them back up to 5. So 3 wins is gonna help you move up pretty quick though. They do take on the Flames on Thursday, so they don't again play till Thursday, so they get a good rest now. Number 4, after moving up another 3 spots, we have the New York Rangers. They just continue to play well. They've been playing solid hockey. They went 1-1 since the break, so again, maybe I'm being a little generous, but it's just watching the games, they seem very dominant. So I'm again giving the Rangers a little bit of an extra boost there. So they, as I said, they went 1-1 in the Battle of Florida. They did have a 4-3 win over the Lightning. Then they lost by the same score. It was 4-3 over the Panthers. They head right back to play the Tampa Bay Lightning again tomorrow. So We'll see if they can, win that one again over the Tampa. If they do, Tampa's just going to continue to drop. They haven't, as you have seen, their name has not been said yet, and unfortunately, they're not in the top 3. So the Lightning have definitely taken a dip. Number 3, and they're also up another 2 spots. And that is the Carolina Hurricanes. They have won both their games since the last power rankings, or the pause, or whatever you want to call it, and both of them were very convincingly games too. They had a 4-1 win over the Habs, which again, I don't put a lot of faith or points or move teams up a lot with wins over the Habs or teams like the Habs, but then they did have the 7-4 win over the Columbus Blue Jackets too, where they scored 7 straight goals to come back in that one. So again, they don't play again until Friday, so they get a good break. And who do they play? They also play the Flames. So unfortunately, the Flames, they're playing 2 teams that will be on 5 or 6 games rest when they meet them. So good luck for them. Number 2, and they're inching up a spot. And for the second week in a row, they've inched up 1 spot, and that is the Washington Capitals. What can you say about them? They had a 5-3 win over the Preds and a 3-1 win over the Detroit Red Wings. Ovechkin is just absolutely insane. He just keeps on scoring. I can't believe it. They play the New Jersey Devils tomorrow afternoon. It's actually a matinee game. It is at 1 p.m. So I think they roll that one. Though I mean, I wouldn't look past New Jersey after they're on a couple of game winning streak as well. And number 1, they're holding their number 1 spot. I didn't deduct them, even though they've only played the 1 game. They played that 1 game and they won convincingly. That was a 6-0 win again over the Senators. But the Senators usually do bring it against their rivals, their Ontario rivals in Toronto. So a bit more respect than if it was against the Habs. But again, how can you punish a team that wins 6-0 and was in first place at the last power rankings? I just couldn't do it. They continue to play. They're going to play the suddenly slumping Oilers on Wednesday, who at least are picking up points in their losses, but man, they're racking up the losses, unfortunately. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have difference of opinions, please let me know in the comments below. I love reading them, and I always respond to them, so don't be afraid to let me know what you think. If you did like it, hit that like button, subscribe, share this thing around, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next episode.